What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We're going to have to hurry because we've got no light and I've got a lot to do. So in this video, we're going to address a transmission problem that I experienced today. It only happened once, hasn't happened before or since, but it's enough to get my attention. It's doing what you would call transmission shift flaring, meaning that when it would go to shift, the RPMs would flare upwards. Instead of a crisp shift straight into the next gear, it flared. The RPMs actually, when it went to shift, they would go up and then it would shift. It felt really weird. I've experienced it in other vehicles in the past. It's usually not a good sign, and it had me very, very concerned. So I decided I'm not going to waste any time. This is one of those transmissions that does not have a filter. This is as easy, in fact, this is easier than changing the oil on your car. All you do is drain the fluid out and put fresh fluid in. It's what they call a slush box. There is nothing that you need to do other than pop the drain and fill it up. But before I can do that, this engine has got, well, it's got 157,000 miles on it. Let's start with that. Let me get you guys some light. All right, down here is where the dipstick is. Believe it or not, 2016, yes, there is a dipstick for the transmission right there. But it's got grime and stuff all over it. It's kind of nasty under here. So I'm just going to clean it up real quick and make it look better. I've got my favorite product in the world for cleaning engines, and that is Super Clean. I'm going to hit it with the cans. I'm going to hit it then with the pressure washer, and then we're going to pull it into the shop, and we're going to get it on the lift, and we're going to see what the old transmission fluid looks like before we replace it with some good quality Valvoline Dex 6 full synthetic trans fluid. All right, I've pressure washed the engine. Everything is relatively clean now, and we are ready to get this party started. I'm going to show you guys and gals how easy it is to change your transmission fluid. Literally easier than changing your oil, because with your oil you got to change a filter. There's no filter to change on this. You just drain the fluid and you fill it back up. And I'm going to show you right now how to do that. Right here, this is where you're going to fill it. Can you believe it? There is a dipstick on this car, an actual dipstick, right? And here it is. It's supposed to be pink. Mine is, well, I don't really know what color it is. Let's put it on this rag. And let's see if we can get it. Ooh, that's brown. Okay, that is not the color you want transmission fluid to be. This is what I've decided to go with: Valvoline Max Life Vehicle Automatic Transmission Fluid, multi-vehicle, full synthetic, and it is compatible with Dexron 6 Mercron VLV Dex Merc CVT. It's basically compatible with almost everything. Now you may notice I've got way too much fluid. You're probably only going to need about 4 + 1, so 5 quarts. The reason I bought all of this is because I always buy these big jugs. Well, Walmart ran out, and Walmart is typically the cheapest place to buy fluids. So this was the only one they had, and I went ahead and bought the rest that they had as well. I bought everything they had on their shelf, and the reason why is because I have enough here to do this job twice. So I'm going to run this car with the new fluid in it, probably a few hundred miles, and then I'm going to drain it and fill it with fresh fluid again. And I will keep doing that until the fluid coming out of this transmission looks exactly like this. I'm going to show you what you want the fluid to look like. If your fluid is darker than this, when you pull it out of the dipstick, when you pull the dipstick out, take a look at this. All right, this is what you want to see. See that bright pink versus that dark brown? Now, I'm not convinced that I have a major transmission problem, but feeling those shifting flares earlier gave me a heads up. It was a warning sign that something's not right, and we'd better address it now, because if we don't, well, we're probably going to be looking at replacing the transmission, and nobody wants to replace a transmission. So let me get this up in the air, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to drain and refill this. First, take the cap off, take your dipstick out so that it doesn't create a vacuum, and then let's go underneath and drain it. If you don't have a lift, don't worry. Use jack stands, but do it carefully, be safe, or use ramps. Just get the car up in the air and then we can drain the fluid from underneath. It's just like changing your oil, but easier. Now we're going to take our first look underneath this car. I've never been under it before, so this is a first. I did not know that the Impala had dual exhaust. I mean, it's fake duals, but it does have dual exhaust, and the mufflers are buried way under the back bumper. I did not know that. Let's take a look. This car is actually in exceptional condition. I'm really impressed. The bushings are all really good. I know it's a little dark for you guys. The shocks look original. They probably need to be replaced at some point, but for now, they seem to be holding up very, very well. Let's go up a little ways. Let's see what we got here. We've got a resonator, we've got a catalytic converter, and we've got a very, very straight car. Let's move that out of the way, and let's see if we got any leaks. Again, really surprised. It is very, very clean and very, very dry under here. I should probably get a set of tires for it at some point, but for right now, the tires seem to be doing really well. No vibrations, nothing crazy. So now we get to move on to the transmission. Here is your slush box transaxle, and our goal today is to drain it and refill it. All right, are you guys ready for this? Here it is. Just a ratchet with an 11 millimeter. Could be a shallow or deep, it doesn't matter. Your drain plug is going to be right here. Put it on there, and well, hold on. Let me move my drain pan and make sure I got some good leverage here. All right. There it is. One-handed, guys. It's that easy. Here we go. Now this is going to be hot because I just drove 40 miles to get to my shop to do this. Like I said, I didn't want to waste any time. I knew it needed to be done. This is going to burn me. Let's see what comes out. Ah, fudge. Yeah. All right, let's get some of that in here. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not good. Like I said, it's brown. Look at that. That is absolutely not what you want in your transmission. We're going to let this drain. Shouldn't take more than just a few minutes. There's only 4 or 5 quarts in there. And then we'll put the plug back in and we'll fill it up. Now, for perspective, this is what fresh, brand new transmission fluid looks like right here. That is what you want in your transmission, not that crud that came out. So I think what I'm going to do is I may go ahead and do this twice tonight. I'll run it through the gears, maybe take it up and down the road, come back, drain it again. Same process, just wash, rinse, repeat. Now that it's pretty well done dripping, we've got our little plug. We're going to just plug it back in and screw it back in place. That's all there is to it. Tighten it down. It doesn't have to be super torqued or anything, just until it's nice and snug. Just like that. We'll take a towel, we'll wipe that off, drop this thing down. Now we're ready to fill it up. That's all there is to it. Easier than doing an oil change. All right, so we're going to start off with 4 quarts. There are 4 quarts in 1 US gallon. So we'll gently and slowly pour this in. I've got the funnel into the transmission right down there where the dipstick / cap goes. We'll just gently, slowly pour this in until it's empty, and then we'll start it up, run it through a few of its gears, get the fluid circulating. We'll come back, we'll check the dipstick with it running and see where it's at, and then we will adjust the fluid level as necessary to bring it up to normal levels. Then we'll take it out and drive it. We'll come back, we'll do it again, and hopefully we'll see a difference between the first time we flushed it and the second time. All right, after cleaning the cap off, you don't want any grime getting in there, right? Not with our clean fluid. We can now put the dipstick back in where it goes, right here. Turn it till it locks. There we go. And now we can fire the car up, run it through its gears, and let's check the fluid level after 4 quarts. All right, we let it run for a little bit. It's warming up nicely. Let's take a look at where the level is, and it's definitely low. I don't even see anything on the cross-hatching. It does look better though. Look, if we can, hold on, let me try this again. Before it came out straight up like brown, almost black. And now you can see a little bit of pink. That's a little better. We definitely need to add at least another quart. Okay, the level's full. The fluid looks 1,000 times better, but I still think I'm gonna do it one more time just to be safe. Is the e-brake on or off? Oh, it's on. There we go. Parking brake released. Let's take it out and let's see how it shifts with its fresh transmission fluid. Let's turn off that radio so we don't get any monetization strikes here. Hopefully, it's much happier. Although, like I said, the transmission only acted up one time. Like, it's not like things were going crazy. It was just one time, or one instance where when it shifted, it would go up and then it would shift down. It was really weird. It was a flare. You could really feel how it wasn't shifting properly. It wasn't shifting like it normally would, but it only did it 2 or 3 times on one driving session. So let me get us on the road here, get us straight, and I'll let you guys watch the RPMs. Let's make sure. Nice and crisp. Very nice and crisp shifts. Through all the gears, we're in overdrive now. Now, I do also notice a hub bearing noise. I've got a slight hum coming from one of my back wheels, so I'm going to order a pair of rear hubs, and we'll come back in a different video and we'll address both of the hub bearings. It's a very dull hum, so it's not like something you're really going to notice too much. All right, we'll put a few miles on this. We'll get it back into the shop. Let's give her a little throttle. There we go. There we go. Nice and crisp. That's what we want, guys. Let's get it back to the shop and let's do this one more time. Well, I wasn't going to show you this over and over again, but I think this is kind of a fun experiment to see how much of the fluid you really get out, what the difference is between the first time you drain it, which was pitch black, and then the second time, which we're going to get our cup over here where it's more easily accessible. This car is really hot now, so if I thought it was hot earlier, that was nothing. This is going to be, yeah, look at the difference. It's still really, really dark though, right? Like, this is still not what you're wanting to see when you're changing transmission fluid. So we're gonna let that do some draining. Let's take a closer look at this in the light. Yeah, that's no good, is it, guys? Oh man, that's definitely not what we're looking for. So this is the second drain. Let's see what happens if we have to do it a third time. All right, I'm gonna pull the dipstick out. I'm back from my test drive, and let's see. Well, that looks much better. It may have actually been a little underfilled on this one though. Let's take a closer peek. Well, it's in the low area. Let's wipe this off. It actually looks pretty pink, guys. I'm sure what comes out of the bottom of it, however, is not going to be pink. So we're going to get it up in the air and we're going to drain it for a third time. All right, here we go. Round 3. This is our third drain. We have put 10 quarts of transmission fluid into this thing. And when we're done this time, this will be 15 quarts into this. So this is our third drain, and I'm hoping that it's going to look, I'm hoping it's going to look a lot better this time than it did when we first started. Again, it is so hot under here. Let me get my cup ready. And I'm gonna try not, ooh, yeah, it's really hot. I take it on the highway, like I get it right up to speed, man. Ow, there we go, look at that. Now that is looking much, much better. Let's get some of this. Well, looks better in the light, doesn't it? Yeah, looks a little better in the light. Let's put it up to the light here and see what you see. Ugh. It's better, but nah, that's still not what we're looking for, is it? Unfortunately, this is all I got. This is all the trans fluid I got. So I'm gonna have to fill it up this time, and then I'm just gonna have to drive it for a while, and I'll come back, I don't know, maybe in a week or two, and I can do this again, refilling it with another, I don't know, maybe 15 quarts. May need to drain it and fill it 3 more times. Obviously, this was in pretty rough shape. So I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that the transaxle is okay, that it hasn't been damaged. I mean, coming out, you can see through it. It's nice and clear and kind of pinkish looking now. See that? But it's definitely not as nice as what's coming out of those bottles. So I'm gonna let it drain like we have the last couple of times. Oh, there it goes, it's finished. There it is. We'll let it finish getting out all that fluid. I'll put some more in it, and we're gonna call it a night. Well, at the end of the day, it's gotta be better than it was. And is it too late to save my transmission? I don't think so, guys. I wish I had more fluid so that I could have actually finished the job in one go like I wanted to tonight, but we don't always get what we want. There's nothing I could do. There was no more fluid on the shelf, and I had to get down here and make this video. And I figured since I have to make the video, it's wise for me to make a video that maybe you guys can share with your friends. It is now 10:46 at night. I'm gonna have to be getting home. I will come back and do this again, although I probably won't record it. Like I said, the transmission problem only presented itself during one drive cycle, and it was only 2 or 3 times during that drive cycle that I noticed some kind of oddball shifting. And I couldn't get it out of my head, man, you know, and I said, we better address this now, because if we don't, we're gonna be addressing a much bigger problem later. It didn't cost me all that much for the trans fluid, and it took very little time to come out here and do it myself. And this is something that you can do at home. And almost every Chevy, GM, whatever, Buick, they all pretty much use the same engines, the same transmissions, and you can do this at home. You don't have to go pay a shop a whole bunch of money to do this job for you, unless you just don't want to do it yourself. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with paying somebody else to do it for you. With that, I hope you found this video useful. I hope you found it helpful. If it was, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and be sure to share this video with your friends. It could help them too. Like I said, changing the transmission fluid in one of these cars is easier than changing your oil. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.